Okay, welcome back everybody. Today's date is Sunday, October 6th. That's important for the subject of this video. What I have here is an order of, I hope, I'm gonna open up on video, should be 10 magazines from, let's see here, Palmetto State Armory. So yeah, Palmetto State Armory. Yeah, Palmetto State. And oh look, stickers and all that. So Palmetto State Armory sent our armory a shipment of 10 magazines. These are they're metal mags, nothing super special, but you know, there's 10 of them. They had a deal on them. Let's see, what is it? PSA magazine. These were Teflon coated 30 rounds. So they're rebranded. They're a rebranded, you know, AR magazine. So, you know, nothing great, nothing spectacular, but probably decent quality. And they were on sale. They had a deal. I think you could buy 10 of them for, you know, whatever it was. It's pretty cheap. And then I think that you could even buy 100 of them. And so now that it's October 6th, I guess what the important thing I should mention is that we ordered these, you know, over probably over a month ago. So we had seen that I think, is it Rex Reviews maybe? The guy who, maybe from Minnesota or Wisconsin, I'm not sure where he's from, he had posted a thing on the internet saying that Palmetto State Armory had a deal on magazines. And so I was like, well, you know, we always have use for magazines. And so when we ordered these magazines, Joe Biden, because you know I want to go about politics, Joe Biden was the presumptive nominee for the Democratic nomination for the 2020 election. And so since we have ordered these, Joe's hit a few bumps in the road. And while Joe Biden certainly is not a friend to gun owners, the now presumptive nominee is certainly going to be a lot worse. And her name is Elizabeth Warren. She's a senator from New England. And I'm not saying anything unkind or untrue about Senator Warren. Many of you may know her as Pocahontas. Neither here nor there regarding her heritage. I'm not party to it. But she is functionally a communist. I mean, you know, she just is. And so, you know, when we bought these magazines, they were, you know, it was a good deal. Nobody seems to be in the gun community even remotely worried about gun bans or magazine bans or assault weapons bans or any of that stuff. And so, you know, there's what they call it, the Trump-Slump, because everybody bought a bunch of guns during the Obama administration. Then Trump got in office, and so people stopped buying stuff. Well, this stuff is super cheap now. And so, you know, I guess many of you who are young, I mean, I'm not super old, I'm 48, and I am old enough to remember the assault weapons ban. I'm actually old enough to remember the Hughes Amendment passing, and I was, you know, fairly young when that passed, but I remember just being like, what? You can't get what about when I grew up, I want to get machine guns. Well, I remember the assault weapons ban hit a lot of us. I probably was not as politically astute as I am today, which is no great surprise for most people. And the assault weapons ban hit a lot of us just out of the blue, because we just, maybe you heard grumblings about it, Second Amendment, it's never going to happen. And many of us were caught for many, many years without magazines. And I mean, something like this, a magazine like this could have been $100. I mean, I remember seeing Glock magazines, and I think they were $100. It was crazy. And so I guess I now am sympathetic to, like, when I used to, you know, meet an older gentleman, and maybe he lived through the Depression and didn't trust the banks, and maybe he would put his money into gold coins from Canada and stuff it under his mattress because he'd been through all that. Well, I've been through an assault weapons ban, and I will never, ever, ever be caught without a metric shit ton of magazines ever again. I mean, I can't save the world, I can't save the country, but I can certainly save myself. And so I'm not buying these as an investment. I'm not buying these to sell them, you know, and I hope we never have a return to the assault weapons ban. I hope we never have a return to magazine restrictions like the stuff that's going on in New Zealand even right now, because I don't want to make money off these. I don't want these to be economically valuable or outlawed. I just want to have them, and I want to have enough to last me and mine for the rest of my life. And I am shocked how many of you don't see this coming. Don't wait until there's a panic. Don't wait until everybody's running to the shelves to buy these magazines, and these won't be a deal. You know, this could be $300, you know, for 10 of these things. And, you know, learn the lesson of the Great Depression. You know, if it can happen once, it can happen again. And I think we are heading towards, you know, some pretty tough times when it comes to gun laws, you know, over the arc, you know, the arc of history, say over the next 20, 30 years. Yeah, you know, some of you will roll in and make some comment about, well, they're not going to pass anything now. They're not going to, you know, Mitch McConnell and the Senate and all that. Well, you know, Mitch McConnell's not going to be, you know, the House or the Senate Majority Leader forever. Donald Trump is not going to be the President of the United States forever. And while we're on it, of all the things that, you know, I do enjoy about Donald Trump, because I think he's freaking hilarious. I think the dude's hilarious. I am under no illusions, as are many of you, that Donald Trump is really a friend to gun owners and to, you know, to gun rights and really to the Second Amendment and what it's about, because the Second Amendment isn't about hunting. So, you know, buy the stuff now. It costs nothing. Buy AR magazines. Buy PMags if you want. We got plenty of them. Buy metal mags because they work in basically everything. Buy Glock mags because those are the gold standard of almost all magazines. You can get 17 rounds, you can get 33 rounders, you can get 15 rounders for, you know, the Glock 19s and all that too. Because if things don't go right, if things don't go the way that, you know, the way that you're expecting, you could be caught short, just like I was in 1994. Now, here's a lesson of history, which I just can't even believe that I have to say this. I do not believe that Senator Elizabeth Warren can get elected President of the United States. You know, she's so anti-energy and anti-fracking and anti-all this. She can't carry Pennsylvania. She can't carry Pennsylvania, you know, all this other, you know. I mean, you can make all these specious arguments about the Electoral College and all that, and Donald Trump's going to win. There were a lot of people, a lot of people on the other side of this political debate that laughed their ass off at the idea that Donald Trump could be elected. I mean, they all went on record, and look what happened. It doesn't matter who gets nominated on the other side of the debate. You know, if it's Donald Trump versus Elizabeth Warren, logic dictates that there's a, you know, 50% chance. I mean, there's a chance Elizabeth Warren could win. Anybody that's up for nomination, anybody that's up on the ticket could theoretically win. Don't get caught short-sighted. Don't make yourself vulnerable to the talking heads that tell you on both sides, you know, Fox News or MSNBC, how things are going to go, because make decisions off your gut feelings. Make choices that serve your interest, because all the promises that these people make, and it doesn't happen the way that you were expecting it to happen. You could feel just the way I felt in 1994, and as God is my witness, I will never, ever, ever be caught without a metric shit ton of magazines ever again. Remember, it's all about shooting guns and having fun. Go buy some magazines while they're cheap. Everybody, have a good day.